So tonight, we're going to talk about nuclear physics, astronomy, fishing, and maybe Lego. Because I don't have a joke.
Until you said Lego, I was out.
You was out. Well, as long as it ain't baseball again or football.
Is
baseball's fine. Football.
Is it fishing or fission?
Fission, maybe fission.
Fusion.
It will be confusion. There's no doubt. Oh, let me get my. Oh no!
What's up, guys? Mardigrasman23 here, and it is once again time for another episode of the A F.o.O.L Podcast. Up in the corner, up there, that's Joey. That's it's his channel, BrickTrains. We don't have a guest today, so this is Jabo, the one and only. He's our superstar.
That's right.
I may have a rant or two. I don't know.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Bring it on.
It's a rant off between Alex and Jabo. Who can rant more on their podcast?
He's leaving me in the dust. He's doing a good job.
Wow, he is
with the rants.
So before we get all that going, does anybody have a vintage set?
I could find something if you want.
You know, this is one of the busiest Lego days I've had in a long time. But I was at work and
while you were at work.
Yeah.
Well, this is the one where I'm on days. So you guys are going back and forth and I'm sitting there going, I'm actually at work on days. I can't answer as fast as you guys.
I was at work too.
I didn't mean to bombard y'all with messages.
You're fine because I can ignore at will.
Yeah, and I have to write it down or I might forget later.
I tell you, I was so proud of your last one. You had notes, you had topics.
Yes. So just so you think we're not forgetting you, or me and my daughter are not forgetting you.
You made some.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
So these are clear.
Nice.
Right. So these you can just cut out and they'll
peel off.
They'll peel off. They're clear.
Oh, cool.
And these are
And
white
pick your
now.
size.
Yeah, because
they have
the
to
little
be
ones.
clear.
Well, my daughter is going to make these. This is white gloss. Okay. But she has the Cricut, so there's a special way of print these. I printed off on my laser printer, but she could print them, and then the Cricut will cut them out.
Oh, so they'll just be the actual thing,
right? Because this one will look better because it has the white, so the white will stand out. The colors are brighter, more vivid. Whereas as soon as you peel this away from the white backing,
the white's not a logo.
The white will be clear, which will be fine because that's actually correct.
Okay.
Because the gray will show through, but the red is just a little soft. But I'll send these to you in the next day or so. But she's still working. She's had back-to-back weekends where they've been out of town, so she hasn't had the time. And I told her, I said, this is not a for dad project. This is a got to do it for BrickTsar. BrickTsar. She's like, I know. I'll get it.
Yeah, you know me. I'm on these timetables.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting parts in the mail, so it's like, oof. That is an expensive. We're talking about the Santa Fe B units, by the way.
I guess I should have brought it up for the show. I don't have anything vintage up here anymore. It's all Star Wars stuff.
Well, Earl asked that. I'm thinking, does he have something?
That's why I asked.
Oh no, yeah, I didn't know anything in the show.
Oh man, we're so unprepared. How long do we know we were going to do this?
Oh, I do have something right here. I showed it to you a long time ago. You guys can talk about it.
Okay.
205.
Yes,
it's a Samsonite set.
It is.
Yeah.
Full of them. Look at this. I've been sitting here playing and I broke a brown piece. Yes. Yeah. Samsonite's full of those nice cellulose plastic pieces. Did you look it up and see?
The box is nice.
Can you open it?
Yeah, it slides out.
Does it have the milk trays on the inside? or milk carton style, or whatever you call it. What do you call it?
I call them milk trays.
See
Yeah.
if I can do my my Joey impersonation. Open it upside down.
Ooh, it's got a brochure in there too. Yeah.
Are those the milk trays? Those are cardboard.
Oh no! Or they're not the milk trays. They're cardboard.
They're all part of the. They're all part of the box. I don't even.
That's what's so hard about those. So,
yeah, they don't even come out.
So they had such a long production run that they packaged it differently.
It's actually in really good shape. I mean, the clear bricks are.
Yeah. Oh, that looks really good for clear.
Yeah.
It probably never got played with, huh?
I wouldn't imagine.
That's a good find then. That looks in good shape.
It is.
The Lego story. I wonder what the story is with Lego.
That is a great picture.
We should.
Yeah, welcome to the '60s where you work all day, come home, and still have to wear a tie.
So I'm going to use the rare word.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah, but that's interesting because most of the time you got the milk carton crate things that Jabbo keeps talking about. That it's made out of the same material that your milk jugs are made out of, right? That clear trans. And I have tons of those. I know you have tons of them, but that one there, the cardboard, I only have one other Samson. I think I have one Samsonite set that has that cardboard insert that you have in that set. So
that production is probably more rare.
Yes.
Than other versions of the 205.
There you go. But how rare is it in general? I don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I love that discussion. If y'all haven't watched the Bricking News, it was their recap of the brick slopes. But somehow they got talking about what is rare versus valuable. It was excellent discussion.
Yeah,
it was.
I thought it was too. I left a comment that it seems like every pre-COVID Star Wars minifigure is rare, even though they made hundreds of thousands of sets. Those figures are rare because they're retired. That's the only reason they're rare. They're not really rare. They're just retired.
Right. I think that's yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't interrupt you. But I was going to say, to me, rare is, one, I don't have it. Or two, I can't find it for sale.
Right.
Yeah. But like even Mr. Gold, that's like you can go on eBay and there's probably people selling it right now. It might be $10,000.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Pretty crazy.
But
I don't know.
To their point, rare doesn't always mean valuable.
No, because there's things I like that nobody wants that are rare.
I can kind of say that the thing that I liked, and I still watch for them on eBay. In fact, I'm bidding on some right now. Is those parts pack, the Samsonite part pack. I contend that they are rare because they're hard to find, but are they valuable?
Well, this again with Samsonite era stuff. What's more valuable, the bricks or the box?
Well, you know my answer.
And so people with those types of packs, people just throw away the box. There's no reason for people to keep the boxes because there's a hole in the top of it.
Yeah.
Once you take the cellophane off.
Oh yeah, those are you're right. I was talking about the square box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's like 3 versions of it, but yes, because there was one like what you're talking about, the cellophane, which you're absolutely right. Once you cut that open, right? But there was one of those. They made those for a while that had a lid on them. So actually the little milk tray would have slid out the side. If I was better prepared, I'd have every version because I have every version or an example of every version. But yeah, interesting. So, but they're not valuable. I mean, some people pay.
A handful of people that collect them, and since they're scarce enough to even see them out there, usually it's a couple of people bidding.
Yeah,
and the prices will be a little bit high.
Right. There's some on. Let's see. By the time this is aired, they'll already be gone. There's some that I'm bidding on right now, and I'm going with like a $25 bid for 2 of them, and it's stuck at 20. But I fully expect that by the time the auction ends, that bid will be up to about 50. Somebody will go 25 per box,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lot too.
So did you watch his their little recap of the yard sale? Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Now both of you have been to those type of events and been pre public day when they have that. It seemed to me like that was guys just like me and you putting high price stuff. There was nothing yard sale about it.
No, it was like, okay, there's everybody's gift with purchase. There's all these recent sets. It's like, I like the yard sale where you find used stuff.
Yeah, the stuff that used, maybe it's used sets without figs, cheap. Maybe it's stuff like you're looking for, Joey, that's somebody's just got a banana box full of those things because not, that's kind of what I thought of. So was that different than the ones that you've been to?
So the last one that I went to was the Brick World one, and it was chaos. There were people like you're talking about that just the friends of ours that went, she went and she just found dealers that just had bins of parts. And she was just like a little badger just digging through the parts, because they were like whatever 50 cents a tile. It was tiles and bricks. They had it kind of separated. There were people who had just boxes sitting on the floor that had boxes. A lot of it was rare stuff. You had people like Sands and M&R Production. They're all in there and they're trying to honey badger out the stuff too, along with people I don't know that had big wallets that were buying stuff. But yeah, the deals were not. There wasn't like that $100 set for $10 because it was missing the minifigs or something. It was still pretty much sealed sets and stuff. You got a pretty good deal though at Brick for Alabama
with the Mindstorms.
Yeah,
the guy had all those education stuff, and I wanted the trays, and he didn't want to come down at first. But I'm like, there's nobody else here that wants this stuff. Nobody was buying anything from that. Somebody might have wanted a Mindstorms brick, and I was like, you're more likely to be able to sell those, the Mindstorm brick, and a power supply to go with it. I just want one power supply, and I want the trays. And by the end of the yard sale, he was like wanting to do a deal. So I got all the leftover scraps for one price. And let him keep the bricks. I mean, when I say, the mod, what do you call the Mindstorms?
The brain, the CPU. Let's go there.
Yeah. I just wanted the trays. And when I look online for Mindstorms, that's what I'm looking for, sets with the trays that hopefully aren't too expensive. Right.
Yeah. The trays are handy. So
I don't know why I like them. I like the trays and the milk cartons.
Do they have the rounded?
Yeah, it's easier to scoop out of them. Yeah. Those hard plastic ones that Lego made that are square. That back in the day, nobody's asked in a while, but they were in my videos, and it was when they came in those little 3-drawer things, and then Lego also sold them separately, like in a 2-pack, not the wrapper 2-pack. but people are like, oh, those are great. I want to get I hate scooping pieces out of those.
Yeah, the corners makes it hard.
Yeah, rounded corners are always better.
All right. So let's talk about the hot topic of the day, the Bricklink.
The pop-up store?
It's Bricklink pop-up MOCs, something like that.
Pop MOC store? Yeah.
Let me tell you something about this. I use Bricklink regularly. Do either of you think I use Bricklink?
I think so.
Do you know that if I did not follow the Bricklink YouTube channel, I would have paid no attention to this thing. Even though it's on the front page, I would have never clicked on it. Because there's always stuff up there on the front. I just skip right past the front page usually.
I could see that.
Well, okay, that's a good point, because honestly, I would have not known. See, I knew this was coming because I got a presentation of it at Brick World.
Oh, okay.
Right, they did and I sent you guys the link to the audio of it. I didn't record it video. I didn't record it, but it talks all about this, and it seems like it's actually came out just like they had intended or whatever. But I would have not seen it because, in fact, I didn't know about it until you guys started talking about it in our little Instagram thing. Because I don't go to the homepage.
Yeah. I start from
my
orders page.
Yeah.
That's where I
what's
go.
funny is when you sent the first message and I just read Pop, and I was thinking, man, Pops does he have a big sale going on?
I did too. I thought, what's Pop's Black Moon?
Yeah. And I get to type in and I have all the typos, and I'm like, sometimes I don't know what I just said.
Well, yeah, my English doesn't sound very good sometimes in my.
So let's talk about this program. You're not actually buying the set. You're buying the digital instructions, and you're buying. If you can go through Bricklink and it'll automatically procure the parts for you, but you have to shop to separate stores.
Yes.
Or you can just buy the directions. So you're basically buying the directions, and then it's up to you to procure the pieces. But Bricklink will like automate a shopping list for you.
Yes. And they keep it. They have it separate. I mean, it's still in your shopping carts when you fill it, but they make it where you can go back. And at first, I didn't realize how easy it was to go back when I first did this. Because I left the pay. I filled up my carts and then I left. I'm like, how do I get back to it?
Oh, and it was still there?
Yeah, it's all still there.
Theoretically, we could potentially get orders to fulfill these sets.
Yes. In fact, I emailed I placed an order today to do it the dumb way, whereas I clicked on it, bought the instructions, and it had two stores that had all the parts. So I only had to place 3 orders, one for the instructions and then 2 stores. And normally with the parts that are in that list, I mean like a 1x1 stud.
Right.
I wouldn't have bought it. I never buy studs from people because I got studs all over the place in the basement.
Is there any way to shop your store before you go?
I think that's one of the questions I asked.
You did, yeah.
And he said his answer was you can go and you can edit your shopping cart, but that's not what I was asking. I don't think it's one of those things. It only benefits people that have a store. It's not for a buyer,
right? Because they said your answer was if you have a huge collection. Yeah. Well, who has a huge collection that's organized enough to find those parts?
Yeah, I just don't know why it's so easy for me to go into somebody else's store, but I can't go into my own store.
What if you shop from your store first?
You can't. You used to could do that. You can't shop your own store.
This looks like it's built on top of a wanted list.
If you're signed in, you can't shop your store.
I just would have to go to your inventory. Quantities, like mass change them. Like if like some of these MOCs got 400 lots. If I had all 400 different items in my store, I don't want to go one at a time changing the quantities. I want to just like subtract all of these, whatever the quantity is, automatically by clicking a button. I mean, and then be like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" You know, at the end, and then go back and then have a list and pick them.
Should I do this? Is this going to show too much?
It won't until you go to the cart.
Is this the one you want, Joey?
So yeah,
this is the one. This is the one I wished had became a.
I tell you, I like that. I like the Space Museum. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's one I'm looking at getting as well. At least the instructions. So if you click, so when you go to this, you click on your MOC. You go to purchase. You're not. See, I was afraid that once I hit that, I was committed, but you're not. Okay. And this is something they have got to fix, and they probably won't. But these 4 windows, you got to go through them every time.
Every time.
Every time. It should have been like the first time, and that's it.
Right.
Like it should be a cookie that you don't have to go back through that again.
So you just bought that, right?
No.
Not yet.
These are your choices.
Yes.
And over here on the left, where it says Bricklink plus Lego Pick-a-Brick, if there were parts on Pick-a-Brick that would have been a better option, there would have been something over there.
So I'm looking at this. There is not. Yeah. So the PAB, the Pick-a-Brick, is not available. There's no parts apparently. But the lowest price option, look at that. There's 2 that are out of country.
which means there'll be more. Oh, actually, it's got the estimated shipping on them. That's pretty amazing.
Right, yeah. And it's $94. I guess I should use my mouse instead of my finger.
I would do the ones in the U.S.
Right, so
domestic.
Yeah, so domestic only is just a few pennies.
It's 3 stores versus 2 stores, but it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Then it is the fewest stores, yes.
Right.
And the fewest stores, yeah, you want to, because what happens is, and this is what the reason they have this option is because some people, when you get to the next step, you got to click on each one and check out. But they kind of walk you through it. They walk you through it. So, so if you scroll down, you'll see the retro ant habitat. That's your instructions. You can right here you can just buy the instructions and say, well, I'll source the parts myself.
Okay. So theoretically, if I buy the instructions now, I could come back in a couple of days, not buy the instructions, but buy the parts by just putting.
Well, this is the thing. Okay. I would save those carts because if it sells out, you won't be able to add those parts again, or even. Because there's no like file with the parts list. The parts list is in the instructions, but you got to read it with your eyeball.
Yeah, so that was a question that was asked during the Brick World presentation of this, and they said that they currently did not have a parts list that you could put in your wanted list, and they were very coy about whether or not they were going to, and I think they even may have said something about that might be up to the designer or something like that. But that's
I mean, to me that's what most people would want.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And I don't see what the problem is, because when you buy a rebrickable MOC,
right,
you get the parts list, and then it's not like I can share it with you, because it's kind of like a one-time file to copy and paste, unless you're.
And where are they going to be buying it from?
I know, Bricklink. Bricklink anyway.
Well, and to be honest, it's $10 for the instructions, which is, that's probably high, but it's okay. But I'd probably give them another $5 for the file for the parts list. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe charge, like you said, charge for it. But so if you buy the instructions, the seller is supposed to email you the link. Now, this is where you just got into personal information.
All right. You guys already know this. I'll blur it out later.
I told you if you hit checkout, you would go.
What is it? It's 22 minutes in.
These should never sell out.
Correct.
But they will. Okay, so I bought one 30 minutes after this went live. I bought an instruction and all the parts from 2 sellers. And the guy, he emailed me pretty quick with the link. He said, download it and save it because it will not be valid in middle of November. So any that you purchase, you need to
get it to
download right away the PDF and save it somewhere, because they said it will be gone.
I'm gonna have to remember to.
Well, that might store your browser if you're about to check out and pay.
But see, that might be Bricklink like taking it down.
I'm sure wherever it's stored.
Yeah.
You just won't be able to, maybe the file is through Bricklink.
But I'm saying if you bought it, you're not going to be able to go back and say, hey, I don't have my instructions. You need to download them.
I get it. Yeah. Okay.
So that's why I guess it's called a pop-up store, because pop-up stores are usually something that's limited time.
Ding. I just got an email. I'm sure that's the thing. All right. So this is the cart.
So you can still, you can still add those things to you, because you never added them to a cart. That's the one other thing I want to show you. See, these, did you create the carts?
I haven't done anything. No, I just did step 1, which was buy the instructions. So I did this part.
See if these are in your carts. Brizzy bricks, exploding bricks. Bricks. So they're there. Okay. So you could leave it, and what they warn you, like if you don't check out, the parts could sell out. I mean,
it's got a banner up here that says, "Go to my pot."
I wish I only had 4 carts. So I have like 70 carts, and on mine, this feature is really good because you're able to separate your MOC pop-up store carts from all your other carts.
Okay.
If you're like an idiot
So
like
now
me
you
that
just
has
check out
70
one at a
carts.
Yeah, then I would need to check out one at a time to get all these bricks, which I'm not going to bore everybody here with.
No. And so what you could do is like, and this is a good feature, is, and again, you risk if somebody came in and bought the same parts, like say two people were buying the same MOC at the same time and that seller didn't have enough, then all of a sudden the quantity would change. But you can go to their store and shop your wanted list, go see what other items they have, add them.
Right, because I could see right now these skeleton arms I have, that skeleton head I have.
So you could delete things, you can add things.
The ants. And then you could also kind of see, okay, I need one ant. Why do I need one ant?
Well, this is
because
this is the only negative or a negative. Is this going to suck for people that are picking orders to get these 11111 orders? Very few people place orders like this normally.
Well, no, I get a lot of these orders like this.
Yeah, I get a lot of them too.
Yeah, where people just order.
I have one of the carts I did today. It was that I didn't check out. I just wanted to see what it was. It was for the arcade. One of the stores, it did 247 lots. So
here's a good, now we're going to get into Bricklink. This guy I'm buying the 6 spiders from for 11.3 cents. But the other guy I bought a spider from for, he has 100. So 50.
The other one only had, so go back to the other one.
Yeah, he only had 6 available.
And you bought all of them. So that's good. It buys all of the ones from the lower priced one.
Lower price store. That is good, yes. See, now I'm almost tempted to go ahead and hit the purchase on this just because I kind of really want this ant thing. And if these things go away,
it's going to make a
great if you do it, you know you're going to get the parts. You're not going to have to go find them in your store.
And by the way, guys, Jabbo made Joey buy this.
Yeah.
Not Earl. Earl had nothing to do with this one.
Yeah.
What's your password?
Yeah, exactly. So let's see how, I mean, this isn't going to take terribly long. We've all bought from Bricklink. This usually help us improve. Okay, later I got 2 more checkouts.
Too many pop-ups.
Yeah, there is a lot of pop-ups here. Go to my carts.
You got 3 you got to do. So that's
this one's done. So I got to check out here. Place order.
So
the invoice total may differ from the current.
Oh, because it's just, look at this. This one didn't have predetermined shipping.
Oh.
So you're not gonna be able to pay for it.
Right. But I'll at least have the part. Look, here's another ant. Another 1 ant for 12 cents.
So if you so like you said, if you want to shop your store, you could get you could put this on your iPad and use your laptop, vice versa, and have your store open on one and just scroll down, like you said, one part at a time.
It's harder though, because normally the way I shop my store is a wanted list, but
that's right.
Unfortunately, when I'm looking in what I have to do is I can go browse my store with my wanted list. I just can't add things to a cart. But so what I'll do is I select just the wanted list I'm looking at, and then go look in my store, and then I have to go to the other browser to find the drawer number. It's like I got like multiple windows open just to get things out of my own store.
Yeah, I know. And I usually would print the wanted list, and then I would pull up have the wanted list printed in my hand, and then go to my store, do like you're saying, and then as I'm going down, minus the parts off.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only bad thing is you can't create a wanted. That's the only negative I see is you can't.
Yeah, it's like I got the big boy I'm working on that System Trains designed, and I haven't even started on it. I got my store is closed right now at the time we're filming this anyway, but I have like 350 lots of it in my store. I just got to go through and get those out, but it's going to take a long time.
So is this going to be, let's talk about the big boy. I want to switch subjects for a minute because that's kind of, oh, wow. One of these stores I just bought from was a 0.
No, that's the instructions. So far, every one of them has zero feedback because these aren't Bricklink sellers. They're mock designers, so they don't have stores, and you can't leave them feedback. What's up with that? That's one of the last questions I left. It's like, why can't I leave these people positive feedback?
Right. It is kind of surprising that none of them
have stores. I mean, it makes sense to me. They're mock designers.
Yeah.
They're not sellers.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe at least one would have bought something before.
Right.
I guess.
I wonder if this is their way to try to get something from Rebrickable. Because if you get the mock guys putting it on it, you give them an advantage of putting it on Bricklink by, it's an advantage to you to buy it from Bricklink because you can source the parts. Bricklink is sourcing the parts for you through their algorithm, through their program. Where if you go to Rebrickable, you have to upload it into a wanted list, and you have to do the work and find all the parts and make sure you're not getting multiple parts from this store that you've already got from that store.
I mean, it would be logical for them to try to pull from that market, but I think Lego will try to curate too much what's on there.
Well, this is all Bricklink designer program people who did not get to that.
Yeah, this isn't just anybody submitted a mock.
Right. No, these are people who've already went through the Bricklink designer program. This is kind of like their second chance.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
So there's fine print. Like some of them, they show stickers, but they don't have stickers. Some of them show minifigures, but they don't have minifigures.
After Joey's checked out, tell him to fine print.
Yeah.
Sorry. That one.
Okay, so here is my only concern. There's actually that process was not bad. Would my daughter appreciate that process? Because she's not big on buying Bricklink. She would be more of an Amazon person. Buy it now. Just hit the button. It's done.
Well, yeah, but that's not the target audience.
It isn't. You're right.
Yeah,
but
if it is, it's going to be some problems because people are going to be like, "What's up with this? There's no note in here. It doesn't say it's my mock." And what? I don't know what this is. I just got in the mail.
I got this box of parts. What am I supposed to do with this?
So we all agree this is not a mainstream product.
No,
I don't think not at this time.
No. But it wasn't a bad, knowing what I know about the, Bricklink and what we all know about it. It was not a bad checkout process.
And it's not what we thought. Remember, originally we thought that they were going to curate the parts and then ship them all out like in a box. Remember we talked about
talked about it. Yeah,
I get, and I'm assuming all the sellers don't know anything about this. The only ones that are getting picked to be on these lists are people who have good prices and a wide variety of new parts.
That's what I was going to say. Everything is new.
Well, everything. Yeah, they didn't give you the option, but I'm assuming everything is new. Yeah. Because I didn't even look. I wasn't going to buy those.
It was all new.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy those clear pieces used, especially those big panels. But obviously some of those stores that I just bought from only had one piece. So I think you're right. Price and variety is the key here, which is always the key for selling on Bricklink.
Right. All right.
They always say if you want to sell.
Oh, here's the other caveat: not having lot limits. Oh, all those stores that have lot limits. Which I'm sure they don't want these orders anyway, but it's like they're not going to get them.
Oh, because I don't have lot limits, but I do have a minimum purchase.
Yeah, or average per lot.
Ooh, I don't mess with that. Okay. I hate it when I get to a store that
I have a very small minimum, but I don't.
Mine's at $5. I think mine's at $5. It just
mine do
like store minimum.
Yeah, and I just do that because it's like I feel bad when somebody, because it's happened when I first started doing this. I have people buy a couple pieces, and then it's like, dude, that's gonna cost you $3 or $4 to ship, and you just bought 20 cents in parts.
I don't know why they did it. I think I've mentioned this before. I actually had not once, but more than once, people buy a stud.
Those were people trying to get your address.
Yes. And I'm like, dude, it's right there. Just look down. It's right there.
Yeah.
Well, not on your
they
video.
think they're getting your home address, but they're not.
But it's like, but then, yeah, you do get the 2-piece orders. I mean,
but every once in a while I'll get, like, I just sold, I did an order the other day, and it was a piece. It was, I don't know, it was a strange piece, and it was just $1 or something. It was kind of weird. What the heck was it? It was, but at any rate, they had a bunch of other random things with it, and I thought they had to just get to the $5 to get checked out of my store, because it was a minifigure. It was like a $3 minifigure. They needed $2 more to get to that $5.
I've done that. I'm guilty of that. Only need 3 or 4 pieces, and got to get to $4 to $5.
Yeah, I thought about lowering the store minimum. I think I did lower it $1. It was $10, and it's because I just can't handle the volume sometimes if it's lower.
Well, I mean, if I, like, right now I haven't had, well, I don't know if this may be uncouth or whatever, but my fees, my Bricklink fees, this last one we just paid them, was $5. So that tells you how much business I've been doing, right? Yeah. None. Now I've paid way more in Bricklink fees, but it's just slow. And what do they say? If your Bricklink store is slow, lower your prices or put more parts in, get more variety. Especially when there's things like this. If this thing were to work half as good as they think it's going to, this is going to be good for Bricklinkers. Yeah. But here's the caveat. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Here's my thing that I don't like about it. It's not that I don't like it. I am concerned about the inclusion of the Pick-a-Brick from Lego. Now, that one there that I just did, they didn't have any parts that matched up.
So this is what you would have seen. Did you watch the Bricklink video?
I watched the video,
okay, yeah. So it's just going to send you'll do all your carts, and then you'll leave and go to Lego and automate. And the thing I didn't understand is, like, you can't already have something in your cart, which, number one, I'm like, my cart always seems to automatically empty whether I want it to or not.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure that's a problem.
I was like, I would love it if my cart stayed. But why can't you just add it to what you already got?
Go ahead. The downside of that is you might get those 3. If let's say you had one order from Lego Pick-a-Brick and you had 2 Bricklink orders, you might get the 2 Bricklink orders in 4 days, 5 days, and it might be 2-3 weeks before you get the Lego
or
order.
a month.
Months. The video even warns of that. Yeah. But I think their problem is, or what they were concerned is if you were to, because they even mentioned that in the video, if you were to order 2 different sets, they said order them separate. That way your parts come separate. I think they're trying to ward off all my parts are mixed together. What am I going to do?
Yeah, because if by coincidence, let's say you ordered 2 big MOCs and you filled up the shopping carts for one, then you went and filled up the shopping carts for another one, and by coincidence, which is probably likely to happen, you had the same seller that had parts for 2 different MOCs, let alone Lego Pick-a-Brick. Yeah, the one seller is not going to separate.
No,
unless you did 2, and even if you did 2 separate orders, if it's the same seller, I do it. When I say two orders from I'm like, why did you do this?
Yes,
I haven't even packed your order yet, and you've already placed another order. They're going together.
Yeah, yeah. So my thing about the Pick-a-Brick being included is that I think Lego is just trying to figure out how to do this, because they are going to hurt us, because they can sell every brand new brick that they currently have in stock, and they've said it's only the stuff that they currently have in inventory, so it's active parts, but they could sell them at unlimited amounts.
But here's the thing: most Pick-a-Brick orders are people buying 1 of this, 2 of that, 5 of this, 10 of that.
Yes. They're
buying 200 of this, 100 of this, unless it's like minifigure parts or something. People aren't going and placing these itty bitty orders, which would be too labor intensive, I think,
for Lego.
to do. Yeah.
Oh, that's my and I think that's what's going to keep them out of our hair.
At that point, I wonder if there's a quantity, like minimum, because those
Lego has a quantity maximum.
Well, I'm just talking about for this program, because those clear windows, they're on the pick-a-brick wall right now. Those 6 by whatever it is.
Right. Yeah. I
so
thought
those are available in Lego pick-a-brick, but maybe the quantity is not enough for Lego to waste their time pulling that order.
Maybe they mentioned that in the presentation they did at Brick World. Is they said they were surprised when they started kind of talking to some of the bigger Bricklink stores, and the feedback they got from the stores was just, we don't want to sit here and pull 1,000-part orders that has 1, 2, and 3 pieces of each one in it. And the lady that was giving the presentation said, we were kind of surprised that people were telling us this. It's like, you opened a store, do you not do that already?
No, it's like just, the big sellers don't. A lot of them don't.
No, yeah.
And it's one of the things that irks me is because until something like this came along, those types of orders for me are relatively rare. Oh, I'm using that word rare.
Rare?
It was rare. I mean, I get them,
right.
But it's been a while since I had a 300 lot order with 1 and 2 and 5 of an item. But I mean, how could they? What is easier, picking 200 parts out of one drawer or 200 parts out of 200 drawers? What's going to take less time?
Right. Oh yeah, picking the bulk.
And the big stores, they're selling to MOC builders usually, big MOC builders. I just don't get. I don't get them not getting.
Yeah, I don't understand why they don't understand.
Well, it's because some people can't fathom what it takes to do stuff. You know, like Jabo has his store is probably what our store put together times 2.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
And they don't realize how long it takes him to pull.
Right.
You know, let's say a $20 order, $25 order. It might take you 5 minutes, or it might take you 20 minutes. It depends on. Depends on how much walking you have to do and how many lots there are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so that's why, you'll see people like at this stage in my life, I don't worry about having a lot of low cost pieces, like 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 5 cent pieces. I don't care. But some will focus more on the more expensive parts, which I get. I get it. I mean, when you get a bulk lot, get the pieces. These are the parts that I'm looking for when I'm buying. The parts I'm missing to complete a set or something like that. And so when you're handling a piece and it costs more, it's like picking up quarters and half dollars versus picking up pennies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and currently, when I put stuff in, I'm putting them in at the what is it? Not the 6-month sale or current sale. It's
the current inventory average?
Yes, which is the higher number.
Yeah.
Right, because you're going to get the people who have a stupid part in there for $15 and it's a 15-cent part. So it drives that average up. But I'm also, because my store, I've always said my store is for when I'm going to retire.
Right.
So now I'm not worried that I only did $5 worth of Bricklink business, whatever, because I'm still trying to expand the store. Right.
Yeah.
So in 10 years, 8 years, when I retire, 8, 9, whatever it is, I will probably readjust my pricing then,
Yeah. Even if you don't do anything, eventually those prices will be the lower prices.
Right.
Like if you never adjusted them again.
Right. I never put a minifig in my store for less than $5. I figure if Lego can get away with selling CMS for $5, I can get away with selling CMS. And you know what? Every once in a while, I will sell one. And I'm thinking, there are 60 other stores that have that same figure for $3. Why did you just buy it from me for $5?
Yeah.
So, but speaking of CMFs, the boxes are a fail.
Right.
Out.
So,
oh my goodness.
So I just ordered 2 of the 6-pack boxes.
I did too.
Okay.
So I'm gonna test my fate, but when the space ones come out, Let's do that where we all order 2 of the
Yes.
6 packs and do the opening like we did with the Muppet.
Yes. When are we gonna? When is that supposed to come out? Do we know?
I think it's the second
Alex.
series. The second series of next year, I believe.
Oh,
Okay.
so
It's a little bit away.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Well, if something else comes up before then, we may do that again because that was fun. I had fun doing it.
I think one of the blogs I think I follow on Twitter, I forget which one it is. They all sound the same. Brick Fan, Brick Fanatic.
Oh,
they're all the same. And it was like they were talking about they had the pictures, and I said it warms my heart to see. I was like, I want this to be an absolute fail. And it's like, and I broke my own thing that I've said. It's like the best thing that we can do is not buy them at all.
Right.
But that's not going to happen.
No, right. I'm going to buy them but those that I bought like I said, I'm going to stick to how I do it. I bought them. I got what I got. I got a terrible amount out of the 12. I don't think I got half. I don't think I got 6. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch my own video, but I'll order the rest of them off of Bricklink here when I get time.
At least that kid got hosed.
He got hosed too, yeah. Oh, wow.
Too bad you didn't get his number. Y'all could have traded.
I kicked myself for putting that box down. I just don't know what I was thinking.
Regrets.
So you said Joey made his Kickstarter. So what happens next?
That's a good question. What is going to happen next? So Joey's doing his bizarre Lego book, and he has been wanting to do this I think it's been forever that I can remember. He's been wanting to do this book, and it's a noble cause. I think it's a great idea. He's got a pretty clever look on what he's wanting to do. But he got his Kickstarter, so now he's got to do the book, or he got my money, one or the other. Hopefully I get a book out of it.
So Kickstarter, it's like he doesn't have a publisher, right? He just got money to do.
He keeps talking about that he is working with the publisher. I think, and he hasn't said, or if he has, I missed it. We probably ought to get him on here. But yeah. Joey, if you're listening, contact me. Let's get you on the podcast. I hate doing that because then it's like, no, I don't listen. But he says he is in contact with the publisher. I think what he's doing is going to do one of those print on demands. Just like the t-shirts, like Teespring and stuff, they print your t-shirts on demand. And there are book publishers out there that do the same thing. So you don't have as much of an upfront cost, but he still has to develop the book, get the pictures. And that's one of his biggest stumbling blocks, I think, is I don't know if he feels like he needs to own everything, but it feels to me like he thinks he needs to own everything that he puts in the book. And there's plenty of people you own stuff that he probably could. Yeah, and
so he's when you say own, not just own the picture, like
the item,
own the actual item.
Yes.
Yeah, that limits greatly what you can have in there. If he could reach out to people,
right,
that have stuff, and of course, then that how do you compensate people for helping you? I see that's probably the main reason to try to do it yourself, because then you got to make sure you credit people. Do you pay them?
My dad did that when for a Joyline train that he put in one of the what were the name of those books? And I can remember as a kid that everybody had to have these books, and it would be like Marks or Joyline or Lino or whatever, post-war, pre-war. Anyway, but he had a picture of a specific Joyline set, and what he got for compensation was a footnote in the book and 3 or 4 copies of the book.
Yeah.
Signed by a lot of the other people that also contributed to the book.
Yeah, that's what I got for my monorail. I got 2 copies of the book and a footnote that's like buried in a little space in the book.
And honestly, if you contributed a picture,
and I agreed to it, so it's like
right. And there's really nothing wrong with that. You got a book, if nothing else. just for sending them a picture.
Yeah, and it's like for the time I spent, and if you take the book at an hourly rate, I mean, it wasn't bad time spent.
So, any rate, I hope he does well. I want to see his book. I want to, you know, I got plenty of books on my bookshelf. I like books, so I would like to add. I want to add your book, Joey. I hope for you.
Yes, we all do hope for that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this project you're in the middle of. Or maybe you finished it by now and the video is just coming out late. You're let me buy this fancy 3D print it. Tell Dakota not to break it, then I'm going to take it apart. The sensor for your
me?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Joey.
Yeah.
So I haven't filmed the third video
Tell
yet.
Dakota, be careful, don't break that. And then like 5 minutes later, okay, just so you know, I took it apart.
That kid, man.
Yep. Well, I needed to be able to take it apart specifically in a special way. I didn't need it broken into pieces where I couldn't get it apart the way I wanted. Yeah, so
is this thing
I did a crossing gate.
A problem?
It is yes, it's not going to be what I wanted. It's not going to be what I envisioned. I envisioned a 2-track crossing. So I have a double track on my layout, right? My city. Trains can go either way. I'm still waiting on my FX brick switches. Come on, guys. You said by now. But the way this thing's set up with the sensors, it will only work on 1 track. So they
like if the train's going one direction.
No, it can go.
No matter which direction the train's going.
It doesn't matter, but
it's the distance, the width of the track matters. Then is what you're saying.
So no.
Or does it get confused if 2 trains go by?
There you go. It gets confused if you have the sensor. First off, the sensor's not strong enough to see across both sets of rails, which is why I ended up taking it apart. But it has a little bit too much logic in it. So it says, "Oh, I passed over one sensor, so now the other sensor becomes the exit sensor, and it has to wait until nothing is seen by that sensor. Then it goes into a little countdown timer, and then it opens the gates and turns the lights off."
So you would have to have 4 sensors then.
You'd have to have 4 sensors, but the problem with that is the 4 sensors have to be separate for each track, which means you have to have 2 sets of control boxes. And then how do you have both control boxes control the gates? It's.
I was thinking about this today when I was driving around, not being on MOC pop-up shop. I watched your video this morning, and then I was thinking while I'm driving around, how do actual train track crossings work? Because there's a double track that it's right down the road from where I grew up. It's where the Norfolk Southern splits and goes in 2 different directions, but it's a double track crossing. It always works. So like, what trips those? What trips tells them to go back up when the trains cross? And I've seen it where trains are going this way, and then I've seen people try to go before the crossing's up, and here comes the train going the other way.
I wonder if it has something in the middle of the track. So like, so here's on the outside, but instead of going all the way across, it only goes to the middle, and then from the other side it comes. You follow what I'm saying?
Well, so this is a logic problem. It's a logic problem.
It is. Yes, there you go.
So you got to have the right logic circuit to make that. It's an if, and, or, nor, whatever situation.
But for my simple little Lego layout, I would be super happy with anyone. Let's say there's 4 sensors. You got 2 on each track on both ends, right? So train could come either way. One sensor says, "Oh, I see something, close the gates." And they stay closed as long as any one of the 4 sensors sees something. The gates are closed. But as soon as all 4 sensors say, "Oh, I don't see anything anymore," bring the gates up.
Maybe that's how they actually work.
I bet you it's not near as complicated as we try to make it. I bet it is real simple.
Have you ever been at a crossing and all of a sudden it just randomly goes down?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, did a bird just fly in front of the sensor? What just happened?
My wife, when she was a kid, they lived next to a railroad track.
Like
and
back
that stupid thing was always going off.
Like Back to the Future, it comes down, everybody looks around, and all
yeah, exactly. Where's the train? Oh, yeah. All right. So my project, we talked about. I want to talk about this big boy. What is it? 8 wide? Is it?
I think it's 8 wide. I haven't got that far.
You got the instructions?
Yeah. Let me look at it here. I think I got. Wait, do I have it on my phone?
I don't know.
I forgot where I put the instruction. There it is. No, that's the thing I just bought today. Big boy. I don't remember.
Well, I can imagine it's.
Oh, here it is.
A 6 wide.
It's from System Trains.
System Trains.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so that's on Rebrickable.
Oh, it's on Rebrickable.
Yeah, it's on Rebrickable. It does look like it's 8 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So there's a good example. They sent you the wanted list. You put. They sent you the parts list. You put the parts list in your wanted list.
Yeah. So I have a wanted. Let me go to my wanted list. I'll tell you how many parts. I got the full thing.
You shop in your store, like we talked about. You'll pull that out of your store, reopen your store, and then go find the other parts.
Yeah, big boy. So my big boy wanted list, 303 items is what's in that. So there's 303 different lots. If I go to my store, so I go to visit my store. Oh, my store's closed. Who closed this store? Oh,
I did. This is it right here.
I forgot my password. All right, I can go to my wanted list, but and deselect all, then select big boy. I have 241 of the 303 items.
241
of the lots. Of the lots,
yeah.
Not total pieces.
Yes, that's System Train. He's the one that sent me the tipper truck train instructions that were printed.
The tipper truck. Oh, the car.
The car. Yeah, that's what I mean. The car. The tipper car.
Click his System Trains and see how many MOCs he has on there, Joey.
That one?
One MOC. That's it. Wow, how is that?
Huh.
This is a new one, 2023.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the first one.
I thought that was the same guy. I'm pretty sure it is. They did the tipper
just the
train.
first one he's put on Rebrickable.
Maybe.
So I think that's a render picture.
I think this is a render picture.
I hope it. I mean, I think it is.
What does he use for his
power functions?
Are they all? Yeah. So he has no train motors, right?
Yeah, it's
using power function motors, M motors.
Yeah, yeah. It's not using the traditional train motors.
And those wheels what is he doing for the wheels? Those are not.
And they look different on there. It's the black ones from like the Lone Ranger train.
Are you sure?
Well, when I look at my wanted list, I have them in my store.
Well, that's not what's in this. That's not what's in the picture. Those look like Big Ben bricks.
They do look like big.
Yeah, you said it. I can't say it twice anyway. Yeah. Big Ben bricks.
So I'll find out when I'm gonna. I didn't know it was on Rebrickable. He just sent me the instructions at no charge, and I was like, nice. I don't have a parts list. He said it's on Rebrickable. I'm like, oh, I don't know why I didn't think to look.
2,492 parts.
Yeah.
So I'm not a great big MOC designer. I have designed, I have a big boy that is completely my design. Mine, and this one it has some pretty good detail here. It does look like it's 8 wide.
Mm-hmm. I'm just hoping it's structurally. And looking at the instructions, they are Lego style in that it's like 1,000 steps or something.
Yeah, that's
so there's ones from the Chinese company, which I will never take a free product from. I've been blocking these people because those instructions are horrible. There's pieces floating in space and stuff, and these are clear and easy to read.
So I bought all those floors I bought for the SIT complex, and it's just like you're looking at an actual set of Lego instructions, except they're online, not You don't have a booklet.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's just like a set of Lego instructions.
Well, I hope. Okay, don't click on the comments section. Glad I wasn't showing that already. Still, yeah. I hope it's a runner, because there's so many of those that seem like they're great for display, even though they will run. They don't seem like they run well.
Yeah, and I worry that it will barely be able to carry its own weight.
So, okay, now I use Lego motors and I strategically hide them in there as best I can. So, like the front truck, the leading truck, the pony truck on my big boy is a 9-volt motor that there's a wire running. And I got it buried in there. Then there are no more motors in the big boy itself. The tender, which has got that, what do they call it? The snake, whatever, that weird, because it's got like 12 sets of wheels or something. Mm-hmm. There's a power function motor there, and then the alligator wheels or whatever they call that. And those two motors will move the train around, and will move the train around just fine, but it will only pull 2 or 3 cars.
Does it have
motors he's got?
That's what I was going to ask. Are they on your wanted list?
Yeah, everything that's Lego products. Let me see. I haven't emptied anything off the wanted list. I'm going to go down here. Why does it? It changed it where it's separating in a different way. All right, it's got four motors, so that's good. It's got 4 of the 99499C01. It's the large.
The large.
Oh no! Oh shoot! It's got 4 of them. I better start buying the. Wait a minute. Okay. I can get them for like $7. Okay.
$7.
Wait a minute. Oh no,
those are discontinued motors.
These have been repaired. What is this? Repaired? Check cable.
Is this on Bricklink?
Yes, it's on Bricklink. Somebody's got a repaired. Used for $7.28. They've repaired the cables.
Which
is that's Brian?
Well, if it was Brian, I'd trust it. But
I'm gonna let me see how much it would cost to ship them.
Oh, is this out of the country?
Yes, Germany.
I was gonna say, because those motors are not cheap. The other thing is when you use M motors or the large motors, the L motors, the Lego motors, it's slow.
Oh, shipping to be determined. Dang it. Oh, yeah. So if I look in U.S., let's do search by U.S. I should have thought of this sooner. I got to do Andy's Brick Shop, cheapest in the U.S., $19. Yeah, and then eBrick Online has 72 of them for $20.
Who does?
eBricks Online.
Yeah.
It cost me $80 if I got it from a U.S. seller, where I can get these repaired ones. What set was this in?
What set was the motors in?
Yeah, I'm looking.
It was going to be one of the Mindstorm. I don't know.
Mobile train. There's only in all of them. It's like 1 or 2 at the most.
Yeah.
Dang it! I'm gonna have to. I'll probably take a chance on the refurbished ones.
Yeah.
You think it's a bad idea?
I don't think it's a bad idea. I hope it works, because you're getting ready to put a lot of money into it. I just hope it works good for you. It looks like a good, solid model.
Yeah.
It's got 4 motors in it. It apparently is meant to run. It's not meant to.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. On mine, I have a Union Pacific water car that is often seen with the current big boy, and I have 2 Lego train motors in it. Now, with those 4 motors, train motors, we don't have any problems pulling anything. Now, Dakota has convinced me to build that diesel, because there's always a diesel pictured with it. And so now we have 6 motors all running off of power functions. And you could pretty much pull the load. If I had enough cars to go around, we put the passenger cars and the box cars and all that together, but it'll pull pretty good. But you can also get speed out of it too. The Lego motors are pretty fast. those type of motors that you're talking about, you won't get speed. Not that you need.
They're slow.
Yeah, the gearing.
Are they stepped? Aren't they? Like they only go certain speeds, or?
Well, the motors go pretty fast, but then you got to do the gearing to get it down to the wheels. So they end up just like the Emerald Knight. You remember how the Emerald Knight runs?
Yeah,
it runs on one of those big. It runs on one of those L motors too, the big motors. It's the same thing.
Man,
you're gonna.
There's cables in there. I need 2 of them, and it's $20 just from this store. How much is that part?
That must be to reverse them. The reverse.
It's the extension cable. It's the extension cable.
Okay. It's not the reverse.
And there's only 36 of them for sale. Yeah,
it's the long cable then, isn't it?
There's some people. Yeah, oh man.
Yeah,
and it's $100 just in the 4 motors and the 2 cables.
Yeah, this is the bad thing about these rebrickable boxes is you don't realize what you're getting into.
Get into a deep hole quick.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad this doesn't air for a week. Well, here's a store in Georgia that's got some.
You can just go pick them up.
From him. Pick 2 for $15 from him.
So were those cables in any Technic sets or?
Let's see. It's in only in 4 sets. Only in 4 sets. Wind turbine. It's the long ones in the wind turbine. That's the only set there's it's in.
Yikes!
That's why they're so expensive. Yeah, the Vestas wind turbines.
Yep. So, go ahead.
Did anybody get anything on the first?
I got the Disney camera with Walt.
Ooh, I figured you.
What gift with purchase did you get with it?
I don't think I got anything with it other than
what double VIP points did you get with
it? I didn't get anything. Thank you for reminding me that I got.
That's why I didn't. I'm still waiting. The next set I'm going to buy is the new Spider-Man set, and I'm still waiting for the promotion or for a good promotion to get it.
It's a little disappointing because I wanted to get the Concorde, but with no GWP.
Man, that thing! I didn't realize how big that thing is. You're gonna have to mount that over the Titanic.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you something. So Jason did a Bricks and 5, and he showed the Indiana Jones set with the era in the instruction manual.
Yes.
So I haven't built mine. I haven't opened it yet. Have you built yours?
No, I haven't built it either.
I wonder if that's an early print, the early run, because that set's going to be around for a while.
So mine's definitely not from the first run because I had to wait till it came back in stock.
Yeah, mine's not either. So I wonder if that's more rare because it's a first printing.
Well, you would think, but yeah. Well, it depends on how many they printed in the first run. There was always going to be a second run, I'm sure.
I wonder if some of these, there's so many obscure errors they make like that. And since that was a large piece, it was easier to spot. But I've seen some things I'm like, what's going on here? And then you get to the next step and it's correct. But it's one step before it, there's like a piece that disappeared temporarily and then it comes back.
Right.
It's like, am I supposed to remove it and put it back? I mean,
yeah. What was it? The little car the big car, the blue one, then they made the yellow one, or the yellow one, then they made the blue. But it wasn't parts that appeared and disappeared in those manuals too.
Yes.
They were they showed up before they should have, and then they disappeared, and then they showed back up again. So
yeah.
I was just thinking you could get that graded and you could say you have the error one, but nobody would ever be able to open it to see if it was really the error.
Really the one, yeah. Oh my goodness. So this is the only real damage that I've had out of my little fiasco.
I wanted to ask about
scanning the QR code.
I wanted to ask
it is there, isn't it?
I wanted to ask about that, but I didn't know how sour it was going to make
So the other thing that got damaged, there's 2 other things that got damaged. One is, and this is what's going to, the airport shuttle box.
And when I saw that,
already been wet before.
When I saw that, I thought it was sealed.
No.
And then I had to look at it a second time to say, "Oh, thank goodness."
No,
Thank goodness.
Just the box.
It was just a box. And when I bought that box had been wet previously, which is why I was able to get a deal on it, if you want to call it a deal. I still paid for it. But and fortunately, the instruction sheets and everything that I had in there, I had already put in bags. So they were inside bags in there. And it really didn't get it didn't. So this
I mean, sometimes if a box gets wet, if you can get the water off of it quick enough.
Yeah.
Like if you were there when it happened, right? With the
I was here when it happened, but it was I was there. But here's the thing: it's these old 1970s tiles, ceiling tiles, and they are sealed like with heavy layer of paint on them. And then they're that old fiber.
Oh, so that's why it didn't drip through as much.
Right.
So it was holding water.
It was holding water. It was just this tiny little drip out of the water line. And it's probably been leaking for months.
So how did you find it if the ceiling tile was containing the water?
Well, that ceiling tile sagged down enough to touch that crocodile box.
Oh.
And then that crocodile box got wet.
Started absorbing
it
like
was
a
dripping.
wick.
Yeah, and then started, and that's what got onto the. It wasn't really dripping onto the airport shuttle. It was coming through the crocodile onto the airport shuttle. But when I went up there to try and pull that out, the whole ceiling tile dropped on my head. Then I had like 2 gallons of water just like bleh, all over. Yeah, it was like
So did the plumber's already been out and fixed it?
Yeah, they fixed it.
So when he walked into your basement, did he look around and say,
"Well, we know them. It's a small town. Remember, two stoplights.
That's right.
We called the number and I didn't. They got the answering service. Like Heather's like she's trying to get home. She says, "I'm just calling Becky." Like okay.
You called the diner and said, "Hey, is the plumber there? Can you give him the phone?"
So was that a copper pipe? That was a
copper pipe, yeah.
And where it looked like they had it anchored too close to the floor. I mean, to the joist.
He says that it was a coated one. He said it's the wrong kind. He said it was coated and it was like a steel one, which you can't. Copper and other metals.
Are they supposed to use plastic?
Well, or copper.
Okay.
Right. So they won't corrode. And that's what he thinks that's what happened is it corroded a little hole in it.
Or either somebody was grabbing hold of the pipe.
Could have been, yeah. I mean,
do you guys watch Sanford and Son?
Oh yeah.
When they stole all the copper pipes he bought out from under.
Yeah.
It's a different time.
Could they even be on TV anymore? Sanford Son,
no.
There's a lot of things that couldn't be on TV.
I'm surprised at some of the reruns I've seen that they actually air them without editing them.
Yeah. Okay, I got. We did the bulk lot image last time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you got one?
I got one, but here's the thing. I think one of us bought the lot. The image that I have. Let me pull the image. Let me see if I can find the image. I hope I can find the image.
One of us, that doesn't.
Well, it lives like 2 of us. Yeah. One me. Let me get the lot picture here.
And then there were 2.
These things are a little bit harder to find than I thought. Because you got to really kind of study the ones that you find on that one website that we go to that we're not supposed to tell nobody. All right, where are we at? Where'd it go? Bulk lot images.
Well, you're kind of telling on you said, I think one of us. Well, it wasn't me. And if it's one of us, you would know if you bought it. So.
I didn't buy it. I'm being polite. Jabble bought the lot that I have a picture of. Here we go. So, the first things that I noticed. Let me get my
the clear doors.
The clear doors that only came in the one fire set, and then the 2 police sets.
Police stations,
yeah, the police stations. But there were 2 versions of the police station. One, I think it was European and US. Or something. It was like the same set number twice, or I don't know. It was one of those weird things. But
Yeah, you got other pictures of that?
I do.
You know, when you that 6x8 trans clear yellow that's from SpaceX, that's kind of a definitely
That's
a
kind of a
piece.
but
Yeah, and you just kept passing over it, and never.
that's what I kept thinking.
There's so much in there.
That piece not as good as I think it is.
Not that one. Not that.
No, I didn't buy that. I would love to get a minifigure lot, but they always go for ridiculous amounts.
Crazy high. So that piece there, that clear slope windshield. There's another one.
I see a Cars piece. I don't.
Yeah, there was. Where's that at? I saw
the gray piece.
Right there. Yeah, that's
Ramirez.
That green oval looks like a tunnel piece from the Super Mario Brothers.
That's a
garage door piece.
Mm-hmm. But here's what I thought. Let me go back to the other one. Okay, so the clear doors, but what is that right there? Did you end up with one of those in milk white?
I don't see your cursor. It disappeared.
You're talking about that antenna?
The antenna.
But I had one that wasn't broken.
Right. Completely. So you don't think this is the lot you bought?
I don't.
See, I saw.
I don't think it is because it's got. I had the clear doors, but I had more vintage parts.
Okay,
it's got a lot of modern parts. And then another thing is that the red Technic beams.
Red Technic beams. Okay,
they look like they're in a bag.
Yeah, they do. Well,
see, so I don't think I've received everything.
Trans yellow piece.
Oh yeah, there's a yellow. Yeah, and then those gear thingy. They go to their tractor tread, these yellow tractor tread gears.
Oh yeah, these. Yep. Well, look back here. Isn't that the wheel for the motorcycle?
Yeah. No, that's like.
Remember they did the tricycle, the old minifig tricycle.
I mean that is a single wheel. It's a single wheel. Yeah.
Single wheel. Yeah, but I mean that was what they built that.
That's a brick built motorcycle.
Motorcycle. Yes.
But I see a fire station hydrant. Yeah. I don't know.
But I think that's out of a module. Wasn't it one of the modulars that had that little fire hydrant?
Be. That fire hydrant.
There's definitely new and used parts or new and vintage parts in here.
It's something I would have been thinking about buying.
Well, when I saw those doors, the set that you had with the antenna I thought, man, Here's a definite no right there. Look at that.
Oh yeah,
no logo. Dakota's good at picking those out.
Well, you know, I got to when I do my video, if I ever do it, is it Lego? Mm-hmm. I got the Lego bricks that have no logo on them. But there are Lego bricks that have no logo on the front.
Interesting.
On the studs.
Interesting.
You didn't know that, did you?
No.
I'm trying to think. No. Which bricks that would be?
They have Lego. It's the ones without tubes. So these would be pre-1958.
Please tell me they're Samsonite. They really blow.
Even before Samsonite. That's why Joey doesn't know about it.
Okay.
In the 50s.
Are you talking about the ones with the slots in them then?
Some of them are slotted, yes, and some of them are not slotted.
Yeah, I did not realize that they did some of that or whatever did not have Lego logos on it. Interesting.
On the top. They have it on the inside.
And
then some of the early automatic binding brakes have nothing printed on them.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. Well, is there anything else in the notes that we want to talk about?
Well, I don't think it's in the notes. I think you forgot we were supposed to get the rant. Was it the whatnot rant? Is that what the rant was?
No, okay, this is my a while back, about a month or so ago, I was watching Whatnot and somebody was selling comic books and they were selling their 300 long, comic book boxes, the long boxes that hold about 300 comic books. They were selling them for like $500 a piece. Like he'd start to bid low and there were 5-minute auctions. And he'd go through, thumb through the box. It'd take him about the full 5 minutes and he'd pull one up every now and then and people would bid and you get to the end of the auction, it's $500. I'm like, I want to do that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So Whatnot reaches out to me and they want me to sell Lego. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to sell comic books. And so they've reached out to me at least 6 times. And then they messaged me again. I'm like, okay, I haven't even opened the Whatnot app in weeks. I said, let me open the Whatnot app, see what's going on in Lego World. I go on there. There's 2 currently active auctions going on.
Had to be early.
Yeah. And the one, and she ran like for hours. She was on there.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I see is like dollar lots. And it's like, here's a little pile of studs for $1.
Mm-hmm.
And then she pulled out the flowers. You know how the 4 flowers on a sprue?
Yeah, yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, you're getting these all on one sprue. That's a very valuable piece. I'm like, it's 5 cents.
Yeah.
And she put like 2 of them on the thing and a couple other little cheap flower parts, and that's $1 plus $4 shipping. I'm like, there's like 10 cents a part. And then she started. Okay, so this is in the first couple of minutes. This is what I see, and then she starts talking about why Whatnot is better, not as a seller, but as a buyer. Mm-hmm. So she's like trying to brainwash her audience, like, oh, this is so much better than going to Bricklink. You go to Bricklink, and you never know what you're going to get. I'm like, yes, you do. You know exactly what you're going to get. Whatnot. I sit here for 10 minutes, and I'm like, what are they going to put up here? Oh, this garbage. Yeah. I'm like, and so I sent y'all a video.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
I saw it. It's like she pulled out this pile of gray parts, and then started. Don't show it.
Okay. You knew exactly what I was going to do.
But she pulls out this part, and then she starts talking about how valuable these parts are and how you can get these. This is great for MOC builders because they can just buy this from her. And I'm like, so did you see what I typed?
Yes.
And why are you selling this on Whatnot?
Right.
If you can make more money selling it on Bricklink, why? Because it's what she's saying wasn't true.
I don't see very many parts. Did you? But I do see them, and when I see them, they're kind of ridiculous.
Like everything's ridiculous.
But yeah.
I went to the other, so I got tired of her, and I went to the other one, and it's just like overpriced mini. And then one of them, I went there, and it's like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, nothing. It's just somebody talking with music playing in the background. I'm like, what is this?
Because there's not a lot of people in their deal. Or
they see 4 people in the chat, so they're not going to show anything to sell.
And they just say, if you're looking for something, ask me. Let me know what you're looking for.
And so it's a colossal waste of time as a buyer. I'm not going to sit there trying to find something that's not going to be there that I want.
Well, the thing is, you're not trying to find something. You're just seeing what's next. And either if you don't like what's next, then you got to wait through the process for the next item. It's not like you can go on there and you're looking for Lego trains and
see, this reminds me of that. Remember the La La Rouge, whatever, the pants things that they were doing for a while? They would literally just sit there and they would go through a box and look at these. These are great. Look, this is lot number 12. Bid on that. It was, and then now it's the rocks. What is it with the deal with the people selling the rocks? Have you seen that?
No. They're starting to face a lot of problems because they must have had something where they got called out for it being gambling because that was every auction was there. Half of them are these drawer games.
Yeah.
And those are strictly gambling.
I don't understand how there are this many stupid people in the world. Oh, wait a minute.
It's like Joey, these will bid up to $18, $20 a drawer. You pull the drawer, they pull the drawer, and it's a $3 minifig.
Right.
And literally, there's no checks and balances. They could say, like, they could put out, I got these 50 bags of mystery packs of Lego. One of them has the Boba Fett from the Cloud City.
Right.
And it's in none of them.
Well, you remember eBay when Mr. Gold was still it was still out there, and you could go on eBay and they would sell. I've seen this all the time, and it would say it's either Mr. Gold or the whatever the monster was. But the monster, you could feel it. It was so big in the bag, you could just. So guess what? You were never going to get.
Yeah,
you were never going to get a Mr. Gold. They never had a Mr. Gold.
Yeah, and so, and it's like, if you have a big following, and I don't want to talk negatively about people selling on Whatnot, and they have a big following, but that's what Whatnot is pushing. They incentivize you to sell, and you'd be foolish not to.
Yeah, but that's why they're contacting you with your 60,000 or 70,000, whatever you have now, subscribers. So
people, they see you go in there, sell. Other people watch your thing, and they see people buying stuff for 3 or 4 times what it's worth,
and they
think, I can sell. But you go in there and you had the exact same stuff.
Yep.
Nobody's going to buy it.
Yep. They'll overpay because they're in a popular person's stream versus going into somebody else's stream that has 7 or 8 people. You could say, okay, I'm going to start this at $10 and nobody will bid on it. But the guy who's got 150 or 200 people watching,
he can start at $1.
He can start at $1 and it'll sell for $20, $25. And you're like, I couldn't sell mine for $10. One of the guys, one of your patrons did a stream one time, and I bought something from him, and he said he was done with it because he had all these good things and he was basically giving them away because he had nobody in the stream.
So you got 2 camps.
Bricks.
Who was it?
No, I was asking, was it Barnes Bricks that did that?
What's the one? Was it the one that watched us? I don't know. He commented all the time, and I think he may have. Who watched us in our behind the scenes that time?
Oh, well, Barnes Bricks was one of them, wasn't it?
Well.
I don't remember. I just know he's one of your He at the time he was one of your.
Well, I just, it's such a colossal waste of my time, and then for me to I really want to use it. I'd want to use that platform for something else, because the one I saw that was selling the comic books, he didn't have a lot of people in his stream, and he was still selling them.
See, that's all. That's how you could sell your comic books.
Yeah,
because you'd be willing to sell them for, a couple dollars up to whatever, and you would be happy with it, and you just sit there for a couple hours, and if you sold 300 comic books, and you'd probably be okay with that. You might only have two or three.
But the thing is, I would want to do that. I would want to sell them all, and then I'd be done. That's what and I would never go back, because I can tell I end up getting snarky, and I'm surprised they keep reaching out to me, because I send them replies like, I just went back onto your site to see what's going on. I said, it's highly annoying. I get tired of the explicit language on copyrighted music. I said, you clearly have it expressed in your terms. This is not allowed, yet people do it. And they said, only if the copyright holders file a claim. And I'm like, well, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
You're going to lose your whole platform.
Spotify is going to shut them down eventually, because that's what everybody uses. But here's my favorite. You buy something from somebody, and they'll say, do you want me to autograph that? You want me to sign it?
Oh, my goodness.
What? Really? And a lot of these people are like, yeah. I'm like,
no.
What are you doing?
Are these people famous for something other than
no,
Whatnot?
They've just built a following on Whatnot. And they might have a few thousand or 10,000. But just because they have 10,000 people following them doesn't mean that they have 10,000 people in their shows. I think a successful show has 100 plus. If you can get close to 100, you have a really good show.
And these guys are masters at hyping up garbage. They get.
Well, I tell you all the time about the false market on minifigs because of Whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Will the bubble ever break?
No, nothing against used car salesman, but you got to be a used car salesman to
Yeah.
You got a one-time owner, only to church and back. It's a great one. It's a great one.
So I was watching a video one time talking about the multi-level marketing type scams that continue to proliferate the ads on YouTube. And I got served an ad on that video about a multi-level marketing scheme. You know, the guy that's telling you he's standing in front of the Ferrari that he rented, talking about how wealthy he is by his course, that thing. It's like, and I'm sorry. I don't understand how people
because I watch all of your videos. I get this stupid Rocket Money thing all the time.
Oh my! I went through about 10 times trying to block that ad. Every time I would see it, I stop seeing this ad, and I still get it. I'm like,
well, originally I tuned it out because we're through Rocket. That's our mortgage company, and I just tuned it out because I thought it was something to do with that. And then you started talking about it. I'm like, wait a minute. This is Jabba's Rocket Money. This ain't right.
So if you're watching this video where you served a Rocket Money ad, it's not our fault.
No.
So the one of the ads, it's a fake podcast Rocket Money ad. It's like these two guys, and they got the microphones in front of their face, and it's like they're on a podcast. And I'm like, it's not a podcast. It's just it's an advertisement.
Did you see the YouTube announcement today over the ads? We're going
to they're streamlining the ad control by taking it away from you.
Yeah.
Please explain that to me.
Everybody already had all of them selected anyway, so we're going to just put whatever we want on your video.
Yeah. I'm not happy. Well, okay, so the podcast, I do it different than a lot. There should be no front ad when you watch this. When you started watching this,
you're not going to have that option anymore.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, they'll choose what goes at the front, and you can still control the mid-roll ads,
right?
The placement of those, but whatever happens, like the banner ads or side ads, front ads, I think they have complete control over that now.
Yeah. Well, you know
what's best for you, aka what's best for them.
I was getting ready to say yes. That's exactly it, because they're going to make more money for us by controlling our ads, because what we're doing is doing things like not running the pre-roll ad and then only running I think 3 ads through the middle of it, because you should only see an ad every 30 minutes on this podcast. And the 7 people that are watching by the 3rd video.
And the way it is, there's actually no guarantee that they were even, like, if you had the mid-roll ad, YouTube could choose to skip it. Just because you place an ad doesn't necessarily mean that the ad will play there.
Oh, I didn't know.
Most time it will, but they could choose to skip it. But it's like,
don't let them pick it for you, because there'll be one every 5 minutes.
That's what I commented on their video about their announcement of this. I was like, when I let you pick, you put, I've had it where they'd be like a minute and a half apart.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is ridiculous. And I get people commenting. I'm like, oh my God, there's 42 ads on this video. This is crazy.
You know what they're trying to drive? YouTube Plus or Premium or.
Oh, they want people to.
Because the ads go away then.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just there had in YouTube's defense, there have been less things about YouTube that have made me mad in the last few years, as opposed to where it seemed like every 6 months they were coming out with something stupid.
Right.
I think they've done less dumb things lately. I think
less dumb things. That's good. That's a good way of putting it. This one though has a potential of annoying me as a consumer of YouTube.
Yeah, it could.
So, okay, let's see. We got a survey here. Let me do the survey real quick. And I see we have a new survey. Who do I have to thank for the new survey?
I did that, but you don't have to do it. I just.
Oh no, I like it.
I forgot. That's what we were going to start at the beginning. That's like, welcome to the A.F.o.O.L Podcast. It's everybody's favorite snack food channel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about the snack. Yes. We should. Oh, I don't know how to get to the. How do
is there any kind of way that the A.F.o.O.L is associated with some kind of food?
That's what I tried to look up the other day to see if it had something to do in like a foreign language or something. I don't know.
So we got to somebody do research on the word snack. And how does it relate to anything that we talk about?
Okay, so our previous survey was, what do you think of registering your set's instructions for 20 insider points? So the lowest answer was too good to be true. Lego has got to be up to something. That was 9% of us.
Wow.
11% of us, math is hard. 19%, it's not worth my time for 20 points. And a whopping 61%, heck yeah, I'll take the free points. They want me to, yeah, I'll take the 3 points. They want to give me. Yeah, whatever. Poor English. Bad English. English.
That makes sense.
No, I'd say that's about right on course. So,
and what?
So, I don't know if it's a glitch, but do any of y'all have a wallet like on your phone?
Yeah,
like I have Apple Wallet, so I have my Lego Insiders card here.
Right. Don't show it. It's got a number on it.
Yeah, but so the points on my Insider card is less than what it is on the website.
Really?
And it still hasn't updated. When I went to the Lego store, I noticed this, and it appears that the difference is everything that I've entered from this instruction scans. Because I got 20,000 points on my card, but when I go to the website, I have 30,000 points.
Wow. Wow. Well, look, I got my wallet up, and let me look and see, because it says I have a meager 13,000 points.
That's $100. That's not.
Well, that's not the steep. No, mine matches 13,329.
It's exactly. So why is my card not updating?
13.
And I mean, it changed because it says Lego Insiders now. It says.
Yeah, mine says. It's,
well, how did you get it in your wallet?
Oh, don't ask me that.
Yeah, that's a good question. There was an option to do that at some point.
Add to
if you're in the VIP section, the Insider section, excuse me, there is a Get Digital Card, and when you click that, it will give you the option to put it in your phone. I think you probably got to do it from your phone. Don't do it on your PC. PC.
So then when you're in the store, you just
computer
open that up.
Yeah, I'd show it, but all it is literally is just a big barcode of my number.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No.
So it's under. I'm on my account.
Okay, account. Lego Insiders.
View account details, maybe.
It's going to go under. Okay, now go to the Insider.
Yeah.
And then digital member card. It's right. It's one of the top little things right under Lego Insiders. Here, I can show you. I can show that, I think, without showing anything personal. Oh, wait. I just clicked on the wrong thing. Hope the stream doesn't end.
It says, hey, Lego Insider, that's you. Then I got all my orders. I'm on my phone.
It's right here. So I'm in Lego Insiders. I just clicked on my points total. Took me to this page. And then digital member card.
Oh, yes. The little red square, rectangle.
But I actually still have a physical card that I like to plop out when I'm in there.
Yeah, I have mine in my wallet too.
course, mine's starting to delaminate. It's getting ready to be in about 2 pieces. So stop screen sharing.
Are you insiders?
All right. We have any comments? We have comments. We even have comments.
What?
Yeah.
All right,
can you pull that up and read it?
Before we do the comments,
okay.
It's view count update.
View count. And we didn't do the new poll either.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the new poll? We did not. Sorry. Okay, hang on. Let me find that.
We got so much material to cover. This is why it's such a popular snack food channel.
So our new survey is what is your favorite candy, or should I say snack? Hard candy, chewy candy, chocolate, or licorice? So I will post that. Hopefully when you see this, it'll be out, or will be out very quickly. So
I can't eat any of that.
I was gonna say
chocolate. I can eat chocolate, I guess, but it's like you'd be like me, have braces.
Jason sent us something in his thing.
Yeah, he did. He sent us the.
Oh, okay. I'll deal with that later. I'll look at that later. I've lost you guys. I can't see you guys anymore. You're somewhere. I can hear you. Okay, I'm still here.
The view count. So the bracket finale is leading the way with 128,000. Brian is in second place with 106. The space train coming out of nowhere with 91.
That's when we got the comment on.
Yeah.
And Alex is 90,000. Not too shabby.
No. I will say my channel has gone back to what I would consider more normal for my channel as far as the growth slope. It's kind of back in. What is that now? Why do I have a new green bar on the analytics? What are views higher than usual? More people were interested in snack food. All right, I'll have to read that later.
Did it say more people?
No, it doesn't say that.
You're good. That was good, man. That was good.
All right, I'm not sure how to present
that's
this.
Why it's plateaued, because now it's suggesting it to snack food people where it wasn't doing that before.
Maybe.
So people look.
Let me see if we could. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Tracy, I'm not going to say her number. Just got to see Alex and Jason at Brick Slopes last weekend, and they are two of the most genuine and kind dudes ever. They are pretty neat.
They're exactly like you see them on camera.
Did you see them handing out the poly bags, and the people were like, "Yay!" Blockhead UK. I was doing a few other things as well, but I thought I would watch this irregardless.
Yeah,
irregardless. Alex back together for more. Speaking of irregardless, next time you're on there watching their podcast, drop them an irregardless.
Comment. That's their word of every video.
Fivertown Gal, thanks for the backstory. There are a lot of things about social media I don't like, but when people who live so far away and would have never otherwise met can get together this way, it's pretty cool. And Alex and Earl, the couch is staying put. He needs. I'm telling you that the mayor of Fivertown is looking for development, and that is prime real estate in that corner.
I don't think the Fivertown Gal is going to let it go, though.
The mayor of Indianapolis is trying to move in over there.
Is she? The mayor. Yeah. Sorry. Dwoodsy, love seeing my two favorite Lego podcasts combined. That is true. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Didn't think of it like that, but that is pretty cool. Sin Killer Tachikawa, who is now Sin Killer J. The irony is it is speculated that the whole reason Oswald has been getting pushed so much lately is so Disney does not lose rights protection. They used to barely acknowledge the character due to drama from back in the day. I could see that.
Well, Walt Disney sold Oswald when he was a starving artist, right? When way back in the beginning, before Mickey Mouse and everything, he sold it. It has been, I don't know when it was. It's probably been 10 years ago now. Disney finally bought Oswald back for whatever reason. They decided to buy Oswald back. Now, why has it taken them this long to get? Yeah, that may be why. What he just said was maybe the reason why. But yeah, they did not own. And yeah, they've got to protect it now. Now that they own it,
well, they've got to do something with it.
Yeah,
you know.
It'll be public domain.
Right.
Thorac Videos, fantastic episode. I was wondering what you guys thought of the idea of opening a museum exhibition of Lego dioramas like BrickCrafts is doing in Germany. Would this be a visible activity? Well, I don't know I'm not familiar with what BrickCrafts is doing in Germany.
BrickCrafts is the guy that builds the big train layout with all the details and
oh yeah, okay, I know who that is.
Yeah. It's like you don't know people's background or their source or their, how they get the time and the resources they have. I don't know his backstory, how he got to where he's at.
Right. So that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's like it's like, and he makes it. I don't. Does he do it all by himself? I thought it's like, if he does, it's impressive. But I just don't think he can build that much stuff by himself.
Right.
Beans Bricks, great podcast. Wonder if you can do one with Alex, Jason, and Stacy together. That would be a good mix of experience. It would, but it probably would get a little crowded.
It gets, yeah. We talk over top ourselves enough.
It'd be hard.
Dude Jude, hey Joey, Jabbo, and Earl, cool stuff. I displayed at Brick Universe Nashville on September 2nd to 3rd. I displayed my Technic figures and old Technic vehicles that are over 20 years old and mods to sets I did over 30 years ago. It was fun as heck. Y'all keep up the good work.
Yep.
I bet you it was pretty unique to be there too, to have that kind of stuff there. Chris Cummings at 28 minutes. On the CMF box underside, there is a QR code. I'm not sure about the QR code on the instructions because there's not a QR code on the blind bags. It's between the word win and the minifigure. Not sure if that will give you insider points, if that is what Joey was talking about.
I think it's not.
Yeah, if it says win, it might be some kind of contest.
There are internal QR codes, and then there's the sweepstakes QR codes.
Yeah,
and they're not the points QR codes.
Blah A.F.o.O.L. Another great episode. Thanks for sharing. Question: for views on completeness, but opened, should these new sets coming out also have the cardboard package that contain the instructions and/or stickers? Could these be collectible items in the future, such as how you guys chase the boxes or packaging trays from the old sets? I thought they are numbered. Would Bricklink start referencing or referring to these or not?
There are a few things that are missing from Bricklink and that I don't see any point in putting in, but like the boxes, I mean the bags and the cardboard containers that instructions come in. Some of the bags are specially made for sets. The internal boxes and big sets. There was even like some of the game. There's one of the big games they made. I think it was Champions. It had a tray that's in there. It's not on Bricklink.
It's not in Brick.
And it's like I just end up throwing them away.
Yeah.
And it may be like everybody, after a while, everybody throws away. Then somebody's got, here's that piece of cardboard that kept the air gap out of that Friends 3-in-1 set.
Right.
Is there a demand for it?
But I because I'm the box guy, right? I have chased some of the classic space and some of the classic trains internal, the box structure You know, and
well,
it's not that stuff's on Bricklink, but you look on an eBay ad or something. Oh, look, it's got that piece of it, or it's got that yellow tray. I need that box because I don't have that tray. Maybe the box or the set's gone, but I need that tray. Or you know what I mean?
So you know that the Scooby Doo thing we traded.
Yeah.
So I tried to make sure, like even like there's is it styrofoam? The material that's the black.
Yeah, it's still in there. Whatever you sent, still in there.
I tried to make sure everything was still, except for the one set that I kept,
which I replaced.
Yeah.
So it's a complete. Yeah. So.
Good
Man, that's talk about a long time ago.
And it's a good thing you replaced it when you did. That's that's a nice little collection. Yeah. Yeah, because those things are.
I got ripped off on that deal. You want to talk about rare? Versus what I mean, I'm completely happy with the trade, but it's like what he has is genuinely rare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know how we got together. That's part of how we got together. Yeah, I could, because I think you were doing a live stream or something, and you said, I need to sell that. And I was like, I'll buy it. Or trade. We traded. We traded.
Speaking of live stream, do you remember the live stream you did whenever you were...
Who are you talking to?
Not me.
Oh.
You were rebuilding the modulars that you had taken apart, and you said on there, if I ever tell you guys I'm going to take these apart, tell me not to do it. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember doing that.
So think about that, building a modular from a bag of parts. And now think about building one of these new Bricklink with, you know.
Oh, yeah, they're not going to have
3,000 pieces or 5,000 pieces of just basically think of a tub of pieces, and you're going to build a 5,000 piece set.
Yeah. Definitely would be wise to sort your pieces into categories before you start building.
Yeah, that was funny. And then you did a video, and I said, you told us to tell you not to take them apart. And you're like, well, I need the space.
And I'm thinking about taking them apart again.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. You know, I paid extra for one that I told the guy, leave it together, because he was going to take it apart when I bought the eBay auction. And I am so glad he did, because he kept saying, it's not faded. It's not faded. I said, bull hockey. And when I got it, you could hardly tell. But when you pull them, the dark reds, right, Cafe Corner, you pull them apart and you go to move them. They're different colors.
Yeah. You know, I built the second Cafe Corner, and the reds are different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thorak Videos, as I was listening to the topic about QR scanning for VIP points, I thought I might as well scan some myself. It's simply too slow to be worth doing. It takes me 15 seconds each, and it is being real quick about it. I have 2,500 manuals from after 2018, and there's no way I'm sitting through like 15 hours of scanning for $300 worth of 300 pounds worth of points. I understand it's premium currency on video games and pushes kids to buy more so they can get closer to their next coupon. So it's like a new benefit to the system. Well, here's my comment on that, Thorak. You have to think about it for going forward. Going forward, you get a new set, you scan it, it's no big deal. As far as your backlog, just when you're sitting in your living room watching TV, just scan a stack. Then 30 minutes, you know, and eventually you'll catch up, and then it'll be worth it for you.
Yeah. So I got somebody that chastised me because I said something like it took me 24 hours to do this, because it was all week I worked on it after work, and I would go down to the basement, and I was like, you just imagine that I had a stack of instructions and I was sitting there scanning them.
That's for 24 hours straight.
Yeah. No, that's not. It's like, I got to go find them. I got to go get them out of the boxes. I got to take them out of bags. I have to haul them upstairs because I don't want to sit down in the basement. I want to sit upstairs where I can watch TV and do it. It's like, this wasn't just, I got a stack and.
Right. This saved me here.
Yeah. So you didn't have to do the math problems.
I didn't have to do the math.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad. Like I said, going forward.
Like, what you got done? yeah, like Earl said, you're done now. So just when you get the next set, like, why not?
Right. Yep.
You O'Brien, Earl, your Wi-Fi must work on full drawers because there's no missing drawers this stream. Well,
look at Joey.
Look at Joey too. It was not my Wi-Fi. We found out it was my computer, and Joey fixed it, or Joey told me how to fix it.
Yeah, you fixed it. I said push the button that says update.
The technician who told me to restart it, that did not work.
Sorry.
Usually does.
But yeah, all my drawers are full. I've actually got a set parted out that I don't have any drawers to put it in.
Oh wow!
I'll let y'all in on a trade secret. If you break stuff, you get more overtime.
Yeah. Pasta Jensen at the 1 hour and 3 minute mark. It's called Danish Kroner. I see on their page that one.
I like those pastries. That's a good snack.
I like the crawlers better.
So 1 DK equals 1 point.
Yeah.
And like you said, not sure how much rebate they get for the points though, but I guess it's the same percentage. Probably so. Ed Thompson, are Lego stores okay with stacking bricks together so more fit in a cup, or is that frowned upon? No, they don't care.
Yeah. The retail Lego store people it's probably customer service and then retail Lego store people as far as nicest people in Lego.
Yeah,
they are.
I haven't had experiences, but I've heard of people who would go in and the top wouldn't even close, and they would just put a piece of tape over it.
Yeah, they tape it. Yeah. And I don't try to abuse the system, but I mean, they've actually got like sometimes they've just kind of like just threw the pieces in the bag. Some of the
because now they don't really want you to take the cups anymore.
They keep asking me to bring my old cups in. You can bring your old cups in and get a discount.
Yep. But
I haven't seen the boxes yet.
I haven't either. I'm gonna save the next comment to the last comment because it's pretty good. Let's see. That might be the last one. Sin Killer says the jokes are good now, so he's unsubscribing. That's so good. We didn't even have one this time.
We didn't have one this time. Sorry.
Chris Cummings, for some reason I can see an interrogation of Alex like they have for the post office on Seinfeld. Tell us, Mr. Nunes, did you receive a discount at the Lego store on A.F.o.O.L Day and you're not a member of the lug? I had so few sets that it was easier to identify any parts of my collection until 1988 when my parents let me order Lego through the shop at home service. Yeah, well, that's a pretty good way. So the best comment was at the 19-minute mark to answer my question. He did not get to bring a guest to the land meeting, or maybe it's maybe more to the point he could bring one, but only to see him publicly removed. So Jason tried to be the +1 at the land meeting, and he was said, "Hey boy, you don't belong here. Get out."
Hit the brick. See,
and I think Alex knew that the whole time, and it was a setup.
I don't think Alex knew. I think it was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was actually a pretty good interview they had with the new Kevin or the current Kevin.
No, it's the new Jason. It's not
Jason.
It's not Kevin.
He said he was the community manager.
He's not Kevin.
Huh?
He is not.
He's not Kevin. No.
Kevin. Yeah. No, that's so. It's like saying he's the new Michael Jordan.
Right.
There's never going to be another.
There's never going to be another Kevin. Yeah. Yes, you're right.
Kobe Bryant is not. He wasn't, and then Kobe was his own person. LeBron James, and he's the new John Stockton. No, wait, no. What's Jim Paxson? There you go.
John Paxson.
Hey, he's Jim Paxson.
So his statement that he quoted somebody that I guess we were supposed to know. I was supposed to know. I didn't know him, but he said, because the question was, why are the sets so expensive? When are they going to quit making expensive? Whatever. It was about expensive sets. He said, when you quit buying them, we'll quit making them, right? Or something to that effect. But that is not the first time I've heard that statement, and I've heard that out of several.
So he credited it to Jamie.
Did he credit it to Jamie? Okay.
Kevin has said it, but it's
Kevin said it.
You know, there is truth to that, though.
There absolutely is.
There is truth to it, you know, and he made a point of you know, the Eiffel Tower is for some people, and some of them sell and some of them don't. They're not going to hit a home run on every one of them.
No,
and
I don't think you know. It's like there are some sets that it doesn't make any sense what the price is,
right? And
I don't think the community is wrong. And the community is proven right when they put stuff 40% off and it's still on the website after months and months and months.
I think the question was asked like we wanted to be asked, but it was answered. You know, the question wasn't do we have $800 sets? The question was, why is the set $800 when it should be $600?
Right.
Yeah. But it was, you know, and that's
like,
I think. Like I left Alex a comment. It was a good interview. It was a lot of politically correct answers.
It was very corporate PR.
I appreciated it, but you know, that's what you're going to get because that guy's
He has to protect his own job.
He can't go out there and say
no. Yeah, he just can't. So, well, Jabba, you want to get us out of here before you get mad?
You forgot the best comment.
Yes. Hang on. I'm trying to figure out if I can show this without doing anything. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do it.
It's a public
like
forum.
you said, nobody's watching at this point anyway.
At this point, if you're still watching, leave a comment.
I'm watching.
Saying you're watching. So Ron Valance 5425 podcasts are so boring.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's what you said. Thanks. We do like to drill down on topics. Glad you enjoyed it.
Wait, is that not the right definition of boring?
Boring, yes. Drilling down, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you had it. You got it. I loved it.
I wonder if he fell asleep like 5 minutes in and woke up and it was we're still talking 2 hours later.
So this makes you wonder if something is titled a podcast and you think podcasts are boring.
What are you doing here?
The other definition of boring.
Yes.
Then why are you watching it?
Right.
It's like, what did you expect it was? It's kind of like it's like going into a university and you walking into it and like, man, I didn't think I was going to be in a class today.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You signed up for it when you saw 3 guys that are going to talk about Lego. You know what you're getting into here. So, we have done another 2 hours. It is hard to believe.
Well, we actually had notes today.
Jabbo's
he's rubbing off on us.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you know, we couldn't.
I got to start ranting about that. What's this? Next thing you know, we're going to have a script.
No, we won't. You're writing it. You want to get us out of here?
Oh, yeah, let's go. So this has been another episode of the A F.o.O.L Podcast. You're the world's fastest growing snack food podcast.
Yes.
And thank you for supporting it. Let us know in the poll what you think. If you've purchased from the MOC designer program, which I think is called a pop-up shop, let us know in the comments below. Irregardless. Wait, that's the wrong podcast.
Wrong podcast.
But we'll be back in a couple of weeks with another one of these. Be sure to like the video if you liked it. If you didn't,